Hello, beautiful beings of light. I've come across a lot of people recently who are struggling to get into their meditation practice. Maybe they are feeling like they're easily distracted, they can't focus, or they just can't tell if they're doing it right. So I created 10 tips to help you as a meditation beginner get deeper and more comfortable in your practice. Tip number 1 is to remove any external distractions in your space. This can look like putting your phone on silence or turning it off, or meditating in a space that has no electronics, making sure you let everybody in your household know that you need time to be alone, to meditate, and ask that they don't knock on the door or bother you while you go through this process. Making sure maybe to meditate after a child has been put to bed, after the animals have went outside to go to the bathroom, these sort of things. So really setting yourself up to have no external distractions while you set this space to go into meditation. Tip number 2 is to create a space that feels safe to you, to where you can close your eyes and fully drop into meditation without feeling anxious or nervous that something might happen to you. This could look like locking the door to the space where you're going to meditate, making sure if you're in a public space, maybe outdoors in a park, you don't have anything valuable around you where you might be worried it could get taken from you while you meditate. This could also look like maybe lighting a candle or sitting on a soft blanket, things that really might make you feel more integrated, comfortable, and present while you move through your practice. Tip number 3 is to set an intention before you go into meditation. This can help a lot with any distractions that may come up. So before you meditate, just sit down and ask what it is that you would like to achieve from your meditation. Is it to fall asleep easier? Is it to get clarity on something in your life? Is it to relax? Is it to feel a sense of peace? To feel wholeness? To feel love? Really ask what it is that you need from the universe to give you, to allow you to receive from the practice. Tip number 4 is to try different body positions while you meditate. This could look like laying down, sitting in a chair with a back to it, with your feet to the floor, sitting on the ground with your legs crisscross. It could look like trying meditation with your palms up for a receiving experience, or palms down to set the intention of a healing experience. It could also look like meditating on different types of pillows, on blankets, outside. There's so many different ways, and whichever way is most comfortable for you is going to be unique to you. So I invite you to try different things with your body to see what suits you best. And sometimes it depends on what type of meditation you're doing as well. Obviously, if you're wanting to sleep and do a sleep meditation, laying down and being with a bunch of comfortable blankets is probably going to work best for you in this scenario. So try different things and see what resonates with your soul the most. Tip number 5 is to try different meditation techniques. There are so many different techniques out there. There are meditations for sleeping, meditations about affirmations, chanting, mantras. There are meditations on visual experiences, astral projecting, going into the Akashic records. YouTube is a great place to start, to really explore, and some things you'll like more than others, but you'll never know until you try them. So I invite you to really dive into exploring. Try a different type of meditation every day for a week. And if there's one that really resonates with you, start looking into other people that teach that same kind of meditation, and really allow yourself to be open-minded and to try new things. You never know what will come into your life and what will help you grow and become a practice that you really feel connected with. Tip number 6 is to focus on your breath when you meditate. This is especially important if you feel yourself kind of going squirrel brain when you meditate, wanting to think about a lot of different things, having anxiety come up. You can always turn inwards and focus on your breath. One way of doing this is doing a 5-second count as you inhale, holding your breath to a 5-second count, and then exhaling to a 5-second count. And just fully focus on counting the numbers during meditation while you breathe. This brings you back into center, brings you back into control over your thoughts if they start to slip away. Counting can be expanded as well, maybe going to counts of 6, 7, or 8, and deepening the length of your breath. And once you feel more control with the counting of your breath, you can go back to whatever the original intention or guided experience was of the meditation. But this is something you can always return to in any practice that you're doing, any type of meditation that you are experiencing. Tip number 7 is to journal after you meditate, specifically about any thoughts that came up in meditation that may have distracted you or brought you away from being in center. So maybe you are having thoughts about what you need to do after you meditate today, or you forgot to put the garbage out last night. Maybe you forgot to put an apple in your kid's lunchbox. Whatever it might be, allow yourself to come back to breathing when these thoughts come up during meditation, these distractions. But allow yourself to actually think about them after you're done meditating and take time to journal. Usually when these things come up, there's something deeper to be explored here, and these kind of things will continue to come up in meditation until you fully deal with them. And you don't have to deal with them or necessarily explore them during meditation. You can, but journaling gives you the time you need to fully focus on those in that specific centered off time and see why it keeps coming up, why these worries are building within you, and what you can move through or do different to allow these to not rule your life. So I definitely encourage you, after you get done meditating, take anywhere from 5 minutes to even an hour to journal, to let your thoughts flow freely and just get it all out on paper. Tip number 8 is to stick with meditation. It is a practice, just like doing yoga, or I like to use the example of maybe you want to run a marathon. You can't just go run a marathon. You have to run a little bit every single day. And that will get you worked up to the point to where you can run a marathon and be very strong, be very proficient in running. So meditation is the same way. It's a practice. The more you do it, the more consistent you do it, the better you get at it. The less you'll find yourself getting distracted, the more you'll find yourself looking forward to it, the more you'll get your intention of whether it's relaxation, clarity, whatever it is for that day, the easier you'll be able to find this seed, drop into connection, and drop more into an aligned life. Meditation can truly help you become more aligned, but it starts with the consistency of recognizing that it is a practice, and the energy that you put into it will come to you in return. Tip number 9 is to make time to meditate daily. This could look like 5-minute meditation on some days. It could look like a 20-minute meditation on some days. As a beginner, somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes is usually ideal. There are going to be days where you just don't have time to wake up early. Maybe you have to catch a flight. You could meditate for 5 minutes while you're waiting for your kids to get out of school, or meditate for 10 minutes while you're waiting for your dinner to get finished and cooking in the oven. So try to have a routine practice of doing it at a set time. For most people, usually the morning is best. Some people, it looks like night. Everybody's different. Find a time of day that works for you, and be open and flexible with yourself on days where your normal time doesn't work. And the time to meditate will open up if you allow yourself to be disciplined and to take advantage of it. In these especially busy days where you only have 5 minutes, it's easy to get on your phone and to scroll, get lost in the emails. Make sure you prioritize meditation. It is so important for your relaxation, for your happiness, for your clarity, and to keep you in alignment. So prioritize it for your health and for your well-being every single day. Tip number 10 is to be patient with yourself. Through beginning meditation, it can be very, very easy to get distracted, to have days where you sit down and just maybe feel funky, maybe have a hard time dropping into presence. And that just happens. That's normal. Those days are just part of life. Be patient with yourself. If you can be consistent, if you put in the effort to really try, to really want to reap the benefits of meditating, they will come to you. And just be patient and kind to yourself. You do your best on the days that you just show up and try. Sometimes meditation is going to look different when you're sick, when you're tired. No matter what life throws at you, just be patient with yourself and give each day your best efforts. Prioritize meditation if you can, and you will notice a huge shift in your life. I hope all of these tips serve you on your journey with meditation, whether you are a beginner or someone with lots of meditation experience. These are all things that can help you deepen your practice. If you would like to stay more up to date on lucid liberation workshops, new meditations coming out, classes that are being offered for your soul growth and development, be sure to check out the link below in the description. When you sign up, you will be the first to know about any upcoming events, and you'll receive the quarterly email gift, which is an affirmation meditation. This is such a sweet meditation that I channeled to help uplift your spirit and bring positivity into your life. I am so grateful that you were able to come today, and I hope you took something away from this video. If there are any other meditation tips you would like to share with the community, definitely comment below. I would love to know if there's anything that helps you, especially as you were learning and as a beginner in meditation. And I love you. Have a wonderful day.